Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you're here early morning for us Americans, later in the evening for our European viewers, if there are any of you out there. And thank you guys for tuning in after the fact if you are not tuning in live. It's been some time since we played this, and hopefully we can make this a regular thing once again and actually get things finished here. That would be awesome. Uh, it's just been one thing after the other, everybody juggling different real life stuff. That's the trouble. You find real role players, and then they're like vaguely successful, competent people in real life. So it's can't drop everything and play games every week.
That's why he
Tragically,
collects us to play this online game.
exactly. That's and then of course technology rears its ugly head every now and again. So we wanted to. We'll have a bit of a preamble. I may think after the fact to post a skip to the actual start of the gameplay, but because it's been so long, I feel like we need a more proper recap of what's actually going on, and also maybe some rules refreshers as well. So yeah, that to you guys.
Yeah, let's do a quick recap, maybe on what happened. I think that would be good. So we went to the observatory. We looked around, found some Cthulhu stuff implied. Everybody left. There was a servant. He fled after we killed like the weird cherub demon thing, and then we did find something. I mean, we grabbed the books, I believe, some of the spell tomes.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if you saw anything like, oh, this is clearly meaningful. Like we need to bring this back. I think we left with the idea that we would check the mines the next thing to investigate. The servant did flee. I think I mentioned that already.
Mm.
And we did manage to evade every single trap, but as on the way back, all for the most simple trap ever.
Yeah.
I remember not even rolling to see if I can dodge the trap before. My character was very focused on the skies. He was a bit freaked out by the last creatures we fought. Was,
He got us
paranoid
in the
instead.
end.
Yeah.
The oldest trick in the book. A hole
Always,
with a rug on it.
yeah, always 2 steps ahead.
Well, it goes to show that it's easy to lower your guard once you've gotten past all the difficult stuff, and then the stupid things start slipping through. So
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
Poetic even.
Yeah, it's a couple interesting things. Like, okay, like we are at the end, like the adrenaline is calming down, and we are relaxing. Right. It's just trying to get out of there, and then you play a bit careless.
Yep.
This is a good situation to like wrap your head around as well, because we're playing a rather mechanically complex game. And we had a long hiatus, right? So we don't have to just get back to the story, but also get back to like the characters and the system and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the mindset, like what does it mean? We almost died. Some of us, I definitely had a moment with Talash of it was just fight or flight against that demon bear conjuration that we were fighting in the bedroom. Like all of those things we didn't really resolve. Like we didn't have a night yet to reflect on what on the adventure, and I think that should be like part of where we pick things up again.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we are in the inn, like started right in the inn, like dropping the bags off, kind of deal.
Yeah,
I still
work.
have a question on recovering health. Is it like the same as 5th edition? You roll a dice.
D10 plus 1 per night, right?
Yeah, so it's your class's hit die, which in
case.
So which in both of your cases is a D10 plus your con modifier.
Okay.
And that's for 8 hours of uninterrupted rest. So
an actual night's sleep.
Yeah. Well, and rest is defined in Pathfinder. It doesn't necessarily need to be sleep. It just means you're not doing anything else. It means you're
Chilling.
you're taking a break. So it could be 6 hours of sleep and 2 hours of hanging out, getting breakfast, whatever.
Gotcha.
That way it's there for. Well, can elves heal them because they don't really sleep? Yes.
We don't need to have those arguments.
You're right. They thought ahead on that one.
Of course, I'm working through the night. This is how I recover my health. This is how I can channel
That's
my
clearly
mind.
something that came up during playtest. For sure.
No, elves have no immune system. They're not capable of healing. Once they're injured, that's it.
They're very ephemeral beings, contrary to your belief.
I mean, that would be kind of.
They have like 1,000 scars because they never healed, or.
Oh man.
That's why they don't age. It's a curse. It's a double-edged blessing curse.
I've doubled the dice.
Oh, why? Why is it doing that?
Don't worry, I'll figure it out.
You have two Sophie's die overlay on top of each other?
Yeah, I wonder. Something like that. Okay, I found it. Yeah, gotcha. I got it.
Okay.
I'm using Luddite technology, known as a cigar box that I've lined with felt so that it's not super annoying.
That's appropriate. I like it.
Because I am tired of doing the dumb thing and rolling a d20 straight off my desk and then going, oh, that's okay. I have another one somewhere, and then rolling that one and then
just goes around the house.
And then your dog eats them.
Oh my gosh! And it's the worst. She's an English bulldog, so she has huge jowls that she hides things in, and you'll just hear like. And then you'll look and she'll just stare at you like nothing. And it's like,
give it, hand it over.
The worst part is when the die rolls like in a very awkward spot, like between two tables, but the player doesn't want to grab it because he wants to see the roll, so he's like crawling around like trying to
And what's the roll? It's a 19, DM. It's a 19.
Yeah, I promise.
If it fell on the floor, it doesn't count anymore.
We do not touch the ground. I think I'm good then. The rest, I guess, we can kind of discuss in character our next steps.
Yeah. That sounds good.
I'm good as well. I've been rewatched the video yesterday, like the last game we played, to get back into the Philippe mindset.
Right on.
Dude,
awesome.
I should have done the same, bro. I'm a bad role player.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Flurry of blows. If I see that right, I can do it as often as possible.
Yeah.
That's not attached to chi.
No.
Or ki. What do you? Is it chi or ki? I don't fucking know.
It's chi.
I think you should come up with a dwarven name for it.
Well, there can be an answer for you in character, but in
my character doesn't have a concept of what it's called.
It's energy.
It's but in Japanese it's ki, in Chinese it's chi.
That's the difference. Gotcha.
Yeah, it depends on what romanization you're using of it, but they both roughly translate to like breath or energy. It's an interesting concept in Chinese martial arts because the symbol for chi can mean multiple different things. So it can mean anything from very basic, just breath control, all the way to mystical energy that you're cultivating.
Right. Okay.
Well, breath is pretty mystical anyway, right?
It's true.
Think about it.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm good. That's the important one.
Can you move your AC to the top left, Zonalar?
Yes.
Just I was
centralized. I can lower mine centralized too.
Yeah, just because I was hunting for it, and there it is. Yeah, right on. Awesome.
Does that make it better for you?
It's fine either way. That works for me. There we go. Yeah. Just a little
Like
bit
here.
more space between them. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Right on. Okay. Now let me remember. Hey, G-Funk, I don't know if I've seen you here before. Thank you for the well wishes. Now let me remember characters' names. Shair, Philippe, Talash. There we go. Right on.
You can have the things here if you
I
want.
know. I'm just been trying to figure out
I think it's
how
under labels.
we manage that. Visual effects. No, nope, not under there.
I think it's on brand.
On brand. Brand.
It's something like that. I don't because I don't
Oh
have
no,
the.
it's under style. Show display names. Show display names. Oh, thank God. Conway's the odd one out in the formatting this time. I think last time I was the one with the weird format on his name.
Man, I wish I could see it.
Oh, I forgot
There we
about
go.
that. Oh man. See. That's fine. Here, let's be in solidarity with Conway real quickly. Or do I have to go all the way out in order to do that again? I do. Man, that's a pain in the ass. Never mind. StreamYard 0 out of 10.
Just use Video Ninja. You know, if you pay for trash, just use the free version already, and learn that skill set of setting it up. Or be like me to use Discord and do everything over OBS.
Yeah. I did that for a long time, and if StreamYard keeps crashing as much as it hopefully last time I did a stream, I had a crash in the middle of it. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. Because one of the main reasons I've used StreamYard over anything else is because OBS crashes all the time for me. And StreamYard has been quite stable until like the last couple of updates. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that is not the case today. So
I love how Zonalar's solution is the naked man fears no pickpocket, you know? Like rip everything up.
That's exactly it. All right. So recap complete. The last we left off, the group had just left the bizarre mansion turned laboratory of the strange wizard Hunclay, a man which none of the party has ever met, but had built a tower to survey the stars and communicate with some creature from beyond, leaving behind a book titled only Dominion as a clue. Other than that, the moon hangs high above the sky, well into the night. The Baroness of the local town had given the party a decent sum of wealth in order to equip themselves and buy provisions for however long this journey, this undertaking takes. In the middle of dealing with all of this, the sheriff returned and was unceremoniously killed by some bizarre bat-like creature called a Grioth. The fate of the small town is uncertain, wavering. There were spoken plans of going to investigate a nearby kobold warren to see what they may know. They have dealings with this wizard, and no one else seems to know much about him other than he kept to his tower, and the tower didn't provide many answers. The muggy summer air hangs almost like a blanket. The tower sits behind the three of you, staring into the black sky.
The sounds of a boot crunching through the cobbled road, walking slowly, limping, a bit wounded as I make my way down the road slowly.
following Philippe, moving towards the tavern to rest for the night, holding my body a bit on the wounds I've acquired.
Follow suit, adjusting the weight of my backpack, the rope coiled, the white glass sword wrapped in linen. Looking around just to see how many people are walking now.
The sound of bells slowly din into the night, one after another, slowing down until the only people walking around are the rare silhouette of an armored man, the guards establishing curfew as was requested.
My Gothic style lantern illuminating our group as I look around. I think the tavern should be down that road.
My head turns. Before I was looking up at the sky. Yes, you're right. I'll keep limping along, then reach for the door and knock.
The din of tavern folk is alive within this, and others. The old man you met some days ago cracks open the door, then opens the door fully, smiling wide. He coughs out. I told you these guards are no good, just keeping us cooped up in here with... What are we supposed to do? He turns around and there's 40, 50 people shoved into this tavern, standing room only. Children, women, everyone just huddled together, talking about the recent goings on.
I do not return the smile. I stared at him blankly for a moment, then I look away. That might be for the better good. And
I hold the
start up
door.
to move west.
I hold the door open for Telash to go before me.
The townsfolk turn towards the three of you, all asking some variation, shouting over one another. What happened? What happened? What's going on out there? They just told us we can't go out. There's some thing?
I step into the room and make my way through the crowd itself. I walk quite determined if somebody is in my way. I push him aside.
I close the door behind me and I swipe sweating grime off of my face. Just follow the curfew. There has been an awful creature. For your own safety, obey the guards. I lower my head and I walk towards my room.
At the word creature, eyes widen and the din begins to become quiet. Make a diplomacy check.
Uh, 9.
While not a full-blown panic, murmurs of, maybe we should do something. Should we get out of here? The air is uneasy, turning from annoyed to anxious.
Pushing my way through the crowd, I make my way towards all of the filled seat at the bar front.
I tap Shire in the back as he's going, and I limp along, approaching an empty chair off to the side, one with a good view out the window. I sit down, lean back, and take out my boot, struggling with it a bit. My ankle sprained as I put it on top of another chair.
Oh, seeing that you're injured, a few of the townsfolk give you some space and assist you with your boots. Right, sorry. A young man speaks. We're all getting a little wild in here, but forgot that you're the ones in the actual danger. He shakes the boot out and starts applying a makeshift splint.
I
Thank you.
make my way down to the room, reset it in. So open the door. I drop my things carefully on top of the bed, making sure that my sword's still with me. I hide the void sword under the mattress.
I put my hand on the countertop by the bar and grumble, ale, having completely forgotten the name of the bartender.
The middle-aged woman turns and goes, "Well, you're in luck, dwarf. That's the only thing we've got left." Taps a keg, starts pouring a foamy ale with way too much head, the bags in her eyes, making it clear that she's been up far past her bedtime several nights in a row. Hands you a tankard. Yeah, sorry about the mess. It's on the house.
I stash a heavy bag back into my outfit and take a deep drink.
Sure. I'm just sitting there and looking at my leg for a moment, feeling a little bit better. I raise my voice, not being able to raise myself off the chair. Listen, there is no need to worry. I speak in a calm, concise voice, trying to get everyone's attention. Cut through the murmuring.
Make a diplomacy check.
$16.
The already hushed voices now begin to stop.
For now, we believe that there is no need to worry. We have personally called for the curfew that is now in place, for the very manor of the Baroness was attacked, and that place is the most well defended in this place. As such, as you might believe, it's good that you all are all in a safe place. You don't have the guards to patrol every house. Some manner of creature, a winged demon, there's no other way to describe it, came down from the stars and attacked a guard right outside the courtyard of the Baroness's manor. There is no need to worry, for we have put it down, but we're still investigating why it even happened.
There's a variety of sighs in response, and the young man who put your splint on goes, "Far be it from me to be the bearer of bad news, but I just want to address reality. There weren't enough guards before tonight. Not that crime was a problem before. The ones we have aren't... I mean, you've seen them. They do their best, but their best isn't more than the occasional drunkard. They have no experience. This is...
Their best is what we can afford for now. Listen, I will help defend this place. It can't be everywhere at once. Like I said, we believe that it is good for now. It'll have to do.
We should take up arms then. If it seems that we'll have to defend ourselves, there's more than a few of us capable, if not knowledgeable. The farmers and the more able-bodied men and a couple of women begin grouping together, discussing aloud pitchforks, spears, ancestral armor.
Unless you intend to march to the stars, there is no point. For now, only keep two rules in mind. The first rule is that no one goes out alone, and the second rule is that during the night you stay indoors. That is all I ask you all to do.
By the bar itself, I ask the immediate surroundings, Does anyone have a parchment, some chalk? And can somebody write?
Group looks around, murmurs for a bit, before a hand pops up over the crowd, handing the requested things, and they're slowly passed down the line towards you.
Still in the room. I'm now the window. I leave the window a bit ajar so air can circulate. I'm burning incense. I roll down on the floor a small square carpet as I knee on it and assume a praying stance.
I have the boy write down write down missing Mazarek. Have him report to the Baroness if he returns alive. Look out for the man, young, brown hair, stubble, beard.
He scratches
He
his
escaped
chin.
into the night.
Oh, yeah. The wizard's assistant. I'm surprised anyone was still alive in there. Well, that's some good news, I suppose.
Write down he is missing too at the very bottom. Make it big.
The old man shouts over the crowd. He's probably in the next country over by now. Not a very long walk to the border. If whatever's out there didn't get him. He wasn't from around here. But that's a noble gesture.
Nods. I pull out a gold coin and hand it to whoever is writing the paper for me.
The young man takes that coin and thank you very much. You're too kind.
With the murmuring quieting down, I get up off the chair, already feeling better on the splint, putting more weight on that leg. I will rest now. I wish for you all to do the same. And I start parting the crowd, either side, going up the stairs.
The crowd begins dispersing as much as it can in the small tavern, spilling out into the hallways, laying down bedrolls, people sleeping where they can, a few staying up to make night watch, grabbing candlesticks and other makeshift implements in case they have to fight off whatever this thing is.
I
Less.
talk to the townsfolk downstairs, answer a couple of the questions. The answers are pretty short. Finishing a second pint of ale, getting a measure of the men in this town, if they could survive double shift in the undermines, or if they would falter at first sight.
Make a sense motive check.
$25.
While not a fighting force to be reckoned with, this is a farming agrarian town fallen on hard times. There are some tough sons of bitches in this crowd. It's easy to guess there's maybe a half dozen men and women that are capable of forming a makeshift troop if need be. The equipment is the biggest issue.
I see a couple of them talking to each other. They look strapped, they look enduring. Like they've seen a couple of hard winters before. You there. What's your name, boys?
Oh, Tresson. And this here is Josiah.
Do you know, do you have a smith in town?
Yeah, just a blacksmith, not a swordsmith or anything. But he could form you a sharp point just about the angles.
I nod. What about weapons then? Are they sold on the market? You got a source?
The farm lads look at each other. Well, I know Josiah has your grandfather had a sword, so he's got that. Pitchfork, go through a man, as well as any spear, as I understand it. Not the most wieldy thing, but it works. And what's the rest of it? We've got some things, plans for in case that whole kobold thing goes south, or in case we had to raid that wizard's tower ourselves. There were a few of us that had plans. Saw the writing on the wall of this sort of thing, though not exactly this. They frown.
I nod. Like, come over here, boys. Come over here.
Crowd of the people willing to fight gathers around you.
I pull out a big gold bag, heavy, with hundreds of coin inside. And I put it on one of the round tables. And I dig in and pull out 30 gold coins, put it on the table. Look at the group that is assembled. And I look at them. And I say, shields, weapons, arrowheads. How much do you think will this last? What can you get with this in this town?
The shorter, bulkier man of the two, Josiah, mentions, fashion clubs for near free, shields. Next merchant wagon, we'd probably have to wait for those to come through. I don't know anybody that makes them here, but not too expensive. She won't be needing them. A tall, lithe woman in brown robes that gives a short wave, and her hand glows as she waves, indicating that she has some grasp of the magical arts. I think we can make do with that.
I nod. If needed, I would like to be able to call on your aid. We will go into strange and dangerous territories, and I cannot be in town all the time as we explore what is wrong with this place. I understand the Baroness to be good of heart, and I trust her judgment, but the people should have the tools to defend themselves. And I push the money forward like a couple inches more and look at the guy who spoke up first, like putting him in charge without saying a word. Now I'm stressed. I start getting off my stool.
The man, probably in his mid to late 20s, striated muscle, simple farm outfit, hands green from the tinge of tobacco. He cracks open the coin purse, has it shut, looks over the group of the dozen of them, and starts divvying up the coins. You know yourselves best, buy your own gear. Thank you very much. We'll make that happen. For now, I want everyone to stay in a buddy system. We'll go in groups of 3 if we have to go out during the night to, take a piss or whatever.
I leave the room, go make for my own, go to bed.
In the room, the sense is already 2/3 down. I stand up and start folding my praying carpet and properly getting undressed to sleep, wearing lighter clothes.
Get down the hallway, open the door to my room, sit on the bed and begin fumbling, getting all the armor off. Eventually, I give up on the breastplate and just lay down in it, getting some rest.
I look behind me, I see Philippe. Would you require assistance?
This will do. If anything, it's best to have it on if, well, I just look out the window.
I will close it before we sleep. It's just so the incense can circulate.
I know it.
Couple minutes, Talash enters, makes his way to the cot, falls over.
The incense nearly done. I go to the window, I close it, put the lock bar on, head to my bed as well.
As sleep takes hold, the rest is uninterrupted. Morning is arrived by the crowing of roosters and chirping of other birds. The din and groaning of townsfolk getting up off the wood floor in the hallways, stumbling to go get breakfast.
Stand up, stretching, rolling my shoulders, checking my wounds, grunting a bit.
Having had awful rest, I get up, reaching for my back, in pain slightly. I get accustomed to it a little bit more. I get up and just sit down at the bed for a moment before raising up completely.
Talash, waking up a bit earlier than the crows in the town. Outside, finding a big boulder the size of himself, and if not, a tree trunk will do. He starts striking it with his arms. Not hard, conditioning his body to impact, desensitize himself from pain, training for the first couple hours.
A few of the townsfolk hear the slapping on their way out. Curfew been broken. Most heading back to their homes to catch some more proper sleep. A few heading into work. Josiah and a couple of the other farmers point at you, form a small crowd, smiles on all 3 or 4 of their faces. Hey, he's doing it like the ancestors did.
I open the window now to the room once again, wide open. I grab the blanket I was sleeping on and I shake it off rigorously to dust off in the air before putting on and starting getting ready once again, dressing myself up.
I turn to Shire, this time not joining in the morning rituals. I sigh deeply and ask him, so now the wizard's tower should be fully cleared out. There is no reason to stay in the town, right?
Well, I do not know how the proceedings should go. Got no air.
Yes, me neither, but what I mean is danger won't come out of it. I suppose we cleared it.
That is my hope. Yes.
So now to the next most distressing situation. The mines. I think we've heard quite a bit about, have we not?
I sit down, adjusting my belts, grabbing my sword. I discreetly press on the mattress where the void glass should be, make sure it's still hidden underneath. Yes, I believe we should go to the mines and check the little creature situation. They seem to be very much connected.
I reach down for my pack, large backpack, and I begin. The backpack itself is like a square. As I begin pulling out these large tomes out of it, it crumples on itself again. I kneel down and begin putting them under the bed. Too heavy to take with me. Yes, we'll go out then to the mines. The kobolds must be involved with all of this.
Agreed. Fastening my scimitar, rolling my turban, my head, put on my earrings back. I shall have a breakfast now, young Master Philippe.
Wait, did you see Talash?
I point to the window. I believe he's training. The knocking is him.
From my kneeling position, I get up just enough to peer over the window. He never stops training, huh? Dependable fellow to have.
Yes. As resilient as the stone he's hitting.
I didn't get to thank both of you for, back in there when we fought the bear. That was incredible. We were like a proper adventuring group.
The stone Talash is hitting has the pockmarks of decades, if not centuries, of farmers and martial artists smacking it with open palms, fists, elbows, knees, shins. Softer as stone goes, limestone, but still a stone nonetheless. The farmers look on in awe at the display of physical fortitude.
After a moment, I realize I'm being watched. Having been lost in the training, I turn around. Lad, you said your ancestors did this?
Huh. Yeah, he unfolds his arms, puts them on his hips. He strides up to the rock, rolls up his sleeves. It was a little different, though. He drops his stance. Really, what we would try to do, and he grunts, is just try to push it, try to shove it, move it somewhere. For some, it was just training for trying to get a cart unstuck or a animal that had gotten stuck in a hole, especially sheep. They don't like the swampy terrain. But martially effective too, especially for one of your buddies that just got a bit too drunk and you don't want to have to put him down like a dumb animal.
I nod. It is good to have practical skills. Your martial prowess should reflect that. It will carry you far in life.
Hey, if you want to practice sometime, let me know. Be fun to sharpen the old iron.
I make an open hand gesture.
He slaps up your hand and shakes it, gripping it. Not as calloused as yours, but still calloused with the work of pulling a plow by hand in an area where there have been unusually still not a horse or really any four-legged beast to be seen.
Well, thank you, Shayer. I just say awkwardly. Let's go.
You are welcome.
I'll go on ahead. You can finish what you started. I'll get up and put my pack on, expecting to actually travel this time and walk out the room.
I follow Philippe.
In the rest of the tavern, there are still a decent crowd, but a much smaller, probably 25, half the number that were there last night, grabbing breakfast. The barkeep having recruited a couple of extra people to cook for today. She yells at you, "I hope you like scrambled eggs because you're eating scrambled eggs," and throws out hot plates of the same yellow bowl over and over again.
Oh yes, they're quite
Classic.
good. And can you wrap up some for the road?
Those won't keep very well. I think we got some salt pork somewhere in the back. Hold on.
That will do better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I clasp my hands and I bow gently. Thank you very much.
It's
Sit
nothing.
down. I start eating.
She hushes her voice a little bit, and thanks for keeping things normal in there. If something had gone down here, they would have probably just trashed the place, and I don't know that there's much I could do about it by myself. So thanks for keeping a good head on them.
I walk beside Shire, but don't sit down with him. I set the table, the plate on the table, and I just walk forward slightly out the window and just shout, "Kalash! Breakfast!" knowing that it is all he needs to hear.
Thank you, boy. Those skills might come in handy in the coming week or two. I move towards the end.
He gives you a terse nod and goes back, starts off towards the tobacco farm with the rest of his cohort.
Opening the door. Who said breakfast?
I just turn towards him and give him a slight smile and just look down at the nice clay plate filled with golden eggs, golden massive eggs.
You should thank the ancestors that you have the privilege to eat twice a day. I say, but my face quite soft, speaking.
We will all be grateful for it, huh?
The crowd is a little perturbed by your shouting, but then turns to a couple of them even laughing. Yeah, of course. You scared us for a moment there. I thought the thing was breaking in. No, it's just the dwarf with a voice louder than I don't know what.
I look around confused. This is my inside voice.
I keep on eating my wooden spoon every now and then, clicking against the clay plate.
I take a seat and join the others with the feast.
I stop eating and stare at Delash for a while, watching his next move.
Just grabbing the food with my bare hand. That is a bit calloused now, with some stone dust on it. Shoving the food into my mouth.
I lean over with a very low voice. Delash, it is improper to eat without cleansing your hands.
I look over.
You bring in impurity from outside to within.
A couple of the late starting farm lads will look around and look at Fancy Pants over here. Got time to wash his hands in a fancy well. Listen, let me bust your balls. Where are you from?
I put down the spoon and I stand up as I look behind. It is not fancy to keep oneself pure. It is merely decency. I come from Ayesh.
They scrunch up their eyebrows. Think about that for a second.
I scrunch my eyebrows.
One of the older
It's
bearded...
in Galatius.
Snapping of fingers and placed all the fancy perfume and it checks out.
I look at the scene before me, and sitting on the corner, I have my mess kit, several different sizes of spoons and forks, and I select the perfect fork to bring a good mouthful of of egg to my mouth.
You see, everything in this world has a spirit. When you touch things, you get your hands imbued with that energy. You should cleanse yourself, otherwise you bring in illness and a rot of the mind and body.
Their expressions suddenly shift to very dour when the concept of the spirit is brought up. But really? I didn't know.
Of course, why do you think the priestess, all of them, do so much cleansing before attempting the rituals? You should keep your inner vase as clean as the outer side of it.
Never
But
thought of
alas,
it before.
I am no priest. Excuse me. I sit down and I continue on eating.
Well, like we said, it's just funny. Yeah, the dwarf's the odd one out. You've got you two going into God knows where underground, dealing with these horrific creatures coming back bloody and injured, and look at you. 3 forks. Anyone in here even own 3 forks? Chuckling about it a bit, but
Look,
that's
I
interesting.
look over the table and look at my tankard of ale, dip my hands in it, cleansing my hands with the ale, drying it on my cloth. And there you go. Cleansed. And I continue eating with my hands.
I look at the man, absolutely flabbergasted. Of course I have 3 forks. This one is for eggs and small bites of game. This one is for bigger game. And this one is for fruits. You wouldn't use the fruit fork. It is too small and the prongs are thin. To me, this is just absolute basic knowledge.
Here, let me show you. He raises a hand up. He takes a piece of bread, cracks it off, he grabs some of the eggs, and he takes a big bite. No dishes. If I need to get up and run, it's already in my hands. Head out to the farm. We're done. Simple as that. If I need to eat something else, he comes down to his knife at his belt, pulls out a pick. That's for everything else. Soup I'll use a spoon for. Sure, fair enough. But, like I said, I'm just busting your balls. We really do appreciate what you guys are doing for us.
I lean over to Philippe and I say, I paid them off to equip themselves. And continue eating.
That and the militia, they should be able to defend this place for a while. You need to get out there and be proactive about it. The problem won't solve itself.
I finish eating, my bowl is clean. I'm drinking my tankard now. As I finish off, I wipe some of the foam off of my beard. I look at the lady in the front. Once again, I bow, clasping my hands. Blessed be your hands for providing us food.
Oh, it's nothing. You all are providing the at least much more important service in the short term. Hey, if anything, thank these lads. She motions to the farmers. They're the reason we got wheat in this little hole at the end of Taldor. That leans down, hands you a few loaves of bread in the long Gaussian style, and a small wax paper package of salt pork. That should make you the trip. I think it's only a couple miles, which can be kind of treacherous in the swamp, but should be straightforward.
I finish my meal and bring back the plate, wooden spoon on top of it. I didn't use it. I set it down on the counter. Yeah, we're going to the old quarry. I reckon you already knew that.
Yeah, the guards told us that before you showed up, everything was under control and that you were going to investigate it.
Does any of the I talked to her, but then I turned to everyone else, turning my back to her. Does anyone here have a horse? We do not wish to lend it. I merely need a handful of its hair for a ritual, I should say.
The farmers, some of which are already getting up to start a late day, look at each other and then start bursting out laughing. Oh, horse in Northern Taldor. Can you believe it? Oh, that's a good one. Man, these guys are funny. We like these guys. They point at you.
I look around perplexed from side to side. What do you mean?
He's serious. Well, if you... Wow, you really aren't from around here.
Yeah, what is a horse?
Just the blankest expression. Okay. That's going to make this next explanation even more difficult. I'll leave that one to you to explain to your dwarven compatriot. In this region, lots of the settlers here from Bellum are from Absalom. If you know anything about Absalom, horses are quite unpopular. Here, especially so because of the swamp. They just get stuck. They need to be shooed really often. It's a pain in the ass. The other problem is centaurs really, really, really don't like horses. And there's quite a few centaurs around here. They don't cause a problem, but they don't cause a problem because we don't have horses. So it's a twofold issue.
I lean over to Shire. What is a centaur?
And that's why I said I'd let you handle that. And the farmers walk out and begin their work.
I'm packing up the provisions they gave us. I look to Talash. Well, it is a horse is like a camel without a hump.
A blank expression on my face. Absolutely no clue what you're talking about. And then he said, I have no clue what you're talking about.
It is an animal that I gesture with my hands like this. The leg, head. It's a beast of burden.
So, a mule.
Yes, but bigger.
Almost exactly like one, yeah. And then I turn to Lash. And then a centaur is a person bursting out of the mule from the front.
Gross. Disgusting. How would such a creature even exist? What a joke of the gods. Make a person part of a mule. I finished the egg. Get up.
I smile, a thin smile off my face as I adjust all my weight. Walk towards the door.
Handing dishes to the busboy. I think the centaurs kind of think the opposite, which is why they kill all the horses that show up. But anyways, you all take care. Good luck.
I wave back.
Thank you. And do hold the fort while we're out there. Can someone get a runner to go tell the Baroness that we're heading towards the quarry? I believe that she already expected such a thing, but it's good for her to know.
Sure. She mentions to the busboy, hey, when you're finished up here, if you go ahead and run that, then tips from last night are yours. And his eyes widen and starts furiously scrubbing dishes.
I push my plate to the side, make some room on the table, and I grab that big gold bag that I got from the Baroness and pour it all on the table, more or less.
Coins scatter across the table. Even missing 30 of them, it's still a wealth of coinage.
I stop with my holding the door open. I frown. Delish, that is far too much.
Well, yeah, a third of this is yours.
I'm like speechless. I look at Philippe.
I don't have as many bags. Can you collect your share? I spent like, I'm trying to think, like, I spent about 31 gold in here, but I'm not great with math.
Delish, we have a room.
I bring my hand to my forehead. Oh, we didn't.
Well, yeah, we do.
No, we were so busy. Damn.
The barkeep chuckles. It's okay.
What about having a room? What does that have to do with the gold here?
I get close to the counter and I grab the bag and I pull out a single gold coin and leave it in the counter. How many days is this going to buy for the three of us?
With the service you're providing, it's really not necessary.
No, I insist on one. I slide one gold coin.
I appreciate it.
Maybe you have a couple more bags for us too.
Yes, and let me count that up for you. I'm no stranger to counting change. Have to every night. She expertly grabs one stack. 10.
The bag missing 32 coins.
30.
I'll tell her. Can you divide it by 3?
Yes, yeah, roughly so. Let's see, that's 468 divided by 3. That is exactly, after a few moments, clink, 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 into 3 equal bags, 156 per person.
I shall keep my share in here, store it, if that's all right.
Well, just so you know, this ain't a bank. We don't, if that goes missing, we don't cover you. She cracks a smile.
I believe in your good heart.
Thanks.
Extra gold's a bit heavy, but I do fit it on my pouch. Down the backpack. Dalash, you need to be more careful with this. Up here, people, they bleed out for this kind of thing. Get stabbed and thrown into a ditch. Or a few of these, let alone hundreds like you see.
Oh, like the bandits that caught you off guard in the forest?
Yeah, they wanted the 5 of these. Now we have hundreds.
Yep.
This is why we have to be careful.
Those folk usually get run out of town, but yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry.
I nod.
I turn to her. He has no idea of up here. I just point around me, not really even knowing how to explain it.
I'm still holding the door open, waiting.
Sorry, Sherry. I turned towards the door and started walking. Finally, going for the door that she has been holding for this whole time.
I join the group now. Going up to my room first, throwing on my tunic, having been pretty like without a top on this whole time. Stretching the fabric, coming back. The stave and my bundle of things attached to it. I'm ready.
Very well.
I nervously cover my eyes from the sun and try to look up, trying to see the stars even through sunlight. Unable to do so. Then I just lower my gaze and keep walking forward. The quarry, to the quarry then. It was north of here, wasn't it?
I closed the door after Talash. I have to be honest, I'm not fully accustomed to the locations yet. I can make my way back and forth from the Baroness, the Gnome, and the observatory, but I have no concept of the quarry. Should I ask a guard?
Well, there will be a road leading to the quarry. Since it is a quarry, they will carry the heavy stones through the town, so it should be well paved and not hard to miss. Probably even have a couple waypoints at the crossings. So let's aim for the crossing and see what's written on the shield.
Pleasantly surprised looking at Lush. You're totally right. It might have fallen into disrepair. Most things have around here, but the logic is sound.
A nod, pleased
So
with
it is.
myself.
At the
Start
crossing,
walking.
there's a few fishermen laying lines and net into the river. The crossing shield, well worn by time, not updated in many years, is after the bridge. It shows clear signs of overgrowth and disrepair, missing cobblestones from here and there. Not a problem for walking, but would be for wagons. Fishermen give waves and nods from either side of the riverbank.
I bow to them in acknowledgement.
I nod my head.
I wave before shouting, "We're going on the right road to the old quarry, right?"
Nod. Yeah, it's really the only one. It's maybe a half mile or so. You'll know where you're at. It's overgrown, but pretty clear that it shouldn't be any like trees or anything growing there.
It's only a half mile, and I looked at my pack, but where the packed food is. We might have one prepared. I thought it was a bit further away.
Yeah, well, if you're in truth, nobody knows exactly where the kobolds are in the quarry. So I mean, you'll get to the start of the quarry, and then you may be wandering around for a little bit until you find anything.
I suppose so. Thank you very much. Good luck. Hey, Abadar, give you fortune on your fishing?
There is a bickering war now, immediately started by the bringing up of Abadar. Half of the fishing bank is nodding sagely, flipping a copper into the river for good luck. The other side is, oh, here we go. 3 days in town, already praising Abadar.
I frown and I look back to Philippe. As I continue on walking now, really raising my feet high as I step over some tall bits of grass. What do you think they had as a reaction? I thought this side of the land was as pious as Kalash is.
I chuckle for a moment. There are many gods up here in the north, Prayer, but most people have their patron, I suppose you could call it, the chief god you like to follow. I would imagine it's the same in your land. And well, if a small town like this only has temple to one patron, then it can get overpowering. Well, I'm assuming all of this. I just keep walking, trying to avoid the parts where the cobblestones are misaligned or missing, just for good luck.
I walk in a straight line down the road, stepping into every hole that exists. If it doesn't move out of the way, I move through it.
The journey proceeds unceremoniously early in the morning, the cool summer air is refreshing from the mugginess of the night and midday. The forest turning more and more to swamp after crossing the river, trees giving way to weedy, thin willows and limestone carved out in various spots until the bricks start to become larger and larger, more and more unfinished, more and more overgrown. The quarry itself flooded, easily visible as the horizon stretches out for miles.
Sweating, I say, I'm not a big fan of any of this. Slap my neck and look, a little bit of blood, killed a mosquito already on my skin. Ah,
I'm undoing my turban, rolling it, stashing it into my things. My hair a bit greasy, messy, sweating as well.
Not much reacting to these things and barely feel them.
I walk down the road and see a bit of a small clearing between all of the wispy tendrils of the hanging off the trees, the vines. I point, is that? I think we might be getting to the quarry. Focus my eyes a bit.
It's easily recognizable as a quarry as it's been worked. Pick marks start to become visible along the trail, carving the surface limestone out. The flooding, obviously somewhat recent, as where one would step, the trail gives way into a pond or lake, almost lake of sorts, stretching out the 1,000 or more feet of the quarry.
I look around if the quarry itself is placed on the side of a hill or like into a mountain or just like a massive hole in the floor.
It's effectively a strip mine, just flat surface, the terrain, swampy as it is, very flat in general. The flooding being particularly bad because of the strip mining, leaving effectively an inverse cone. Stones giving way lower and lower, water pooling at the bottom of it. But this cone, of course, is several thousand feet in diameter. It would take a long time to explore all of it. There are sections of the quarry stepped out that are still above the water. Birds, the occasional mammal of prey, darting back and forth across the water.
All this stagnated water does not bode well.
I would have thought that it would have leached all the lime off of the limestone, all this water. I take a step back and just sort of like from the side of my eye, I look towards the lash, expecting him to know exactly what to do in this sort of situation.
Put my hands on my hip and say, well, there was a mention of a lot more rain, a lot more storming happening in the area, filling up all of, making it all swamp-like. So I think the drainage system must have been overflown. Well, you better be ready to get your boots dirty. I start following the slight incline into the quarry.
From
I look
afar off.
tired and back to the dwarf. I'll help in any way I can. I begin walking around the water, trying to follow as best I can.
I before I start walking, I knew very near the edge of where the water begins. I would suggest we do not walk through the water. I'm trying to see how dirty or how murky the water is.
Make a knowledge nature check. The water is cloudy to some extent.
Nature knowledge. So 7.
It wouldn't be good to drink, but shouldn't be dangerous. It's easy to tell it's full of mosquito larvae, stagnant, not well washed in recent years, but no obvious signs of any poison or odd discoloration.
Stand up, start following Philippe now.
How about this, Dalash? We're not exactly here to get the mine back working. Let's see if we can find the kobolds without wading into the water and without pumping it all out. Then, if need be, we'll do it.
As if prompted, in front of you and to the left emanates the sound of the saddest croaking horn, either from a bad horn player or a bad horn. And then 1,000 feet away or so, a few silhouettes darting out with long, thin, black objects sitting next to them.
I
Scurrying back and forth.
instantly pick up my buckler and shoot my scimitar.
Following his haste, pulling out my rapier and immediately looking around the tall grass, looking for the source of the noise.
With movement, it's easy to point them out. 6, 7, 8 maybe on the horizon. Small figures darting back and forth, the motions of donning helmets and wielding various weapons, scurrying back and forth, not as a organized force, but a few individuals, easily recognizable as kobolds even from the distance.
Well, we found them. Look alive. I turn to Talash to see if I need to approach him to help him as he is in the water and separated from us.
I told you to not go into the water.
I'm standing at the edge of the pool, looking for a way into the quarry to scout it out. Turning to the weird horn blow and the skittering of kobolds far away. We'll let them come to us, or do we go to them?
They're treacherous little beasts. How about this? I kneel down for a moment, and my fingers reaching the tips of my feet, I begin bringing them up slowly. As I do, this shimmering barrier creates in front of me as I cast Shield. Stay behind me. They'll probably try to pepper us with arrows if we try to get close. But we can use this to push forward. They're not getting away.
Can they be reasoned with? Are they not intelligent?
If they can, then we're approaching.
I do not speak the dragon tongue, so I do not know how to reason with that. Who does not understand me? I run towards Philippe. But I could climb a tree. We hide in the bushels. Take the jump on them as they look.
That can work. Yeah, try to stay behind me as we're approaching. I let the shield form in front of me. Now, let me tell you, Shire. Kobolds are trouble. Always pests. If they don't mess with the village this time, they're messing with it another time. I say we just put them down.
I nod my head to Philippe.
The figures are now leaning on their spears, covering their brows, trying to get a good look. They don't exit the shade of the quarry mine outcropping that they're under.
Philippe, but I'm still buckler and sword in hand. Wouldn't it be wiser to extract information out of them rather than just attacking? If they can be reasoned with, maybe we can bargain.
If they have a patrol, then there's something that they're trying to defend here. I think that's the information we need.
And
I
you want
remember
to walk.
we talked with the Baroness. There's little reasoning with them. They barely tolerate each other.
This barrier won't hold forever. I start pushing forward, the barrier coming with me as I bring my hand forward more and more.
At this point, I've reached Philippe and pulls myself behind him.
6 of the silhouettes push the other out, really covering its eyes now. They poke them with the butts of their weapons, and the single creature starts darting towards you.
I look around, scan the horizon, start picking out a couple of bushes and say, we should take this path. It will break the line of sight. Let us approach closer before they see us again.
The little thing is clearly afraid. I assume a more relaxed stance. I point with my buckler. It's clearly afraid.
It should be. It shouldn't be causing trouble to the village. We'll deal with them.
What trouble is caused to the village so far?
The tower collapse. You saw them. They were all over the place. I keep walking with like Kalash right behind me.
They're too small to collapse a tower. I kind of look vague direction where the observatory was. They also wanted the observatory. We need to understand why. Let the little thing approach. If anything, you can kick it to the other side of the pond.
How about this? I turn back to Kalash. You're fast, right? You can run around and make sure that the rest don't get away. Let's try to let Shair try his approach. And if it doesn't work, you flank around him, and I'll go right on ahead with the shield preventing them from hitting him.
I nod. I'm not the fastest, but should be fast enough for a kobold.
The glint of a lens, a brass telescope off in the distance. The little creature still scurrying forwards, taking slower, less sure steps, looking back every few feet. Still.
I go
Shair, I must tell you, I've met kobolds before. They do infest the undergrounds of the mountains where I am from. I do not know if all kobolds are the same on this continent, but in my homelands they rove in hordes. They pick the mines clean, leave nothing behind, destroy the Mastercraft's artworks. If there is to be reasoned, then it's about your life or your valuables.
Let's see what it has to say first. Then, if everything else fails, we do what we must.
They're pests for the farmers. Even if they are reasoned with, in a generation or two, they'll make trouble again. Back where I'm from, most of the lands were cleared of these foul things before. Well,
finally, the creature is within plain view, a few hundred feet away, using both hands to cover its eyes, its long draconic snout snooping out from that, standing not over 4 foot tall, covered in green scales, squints its eyes and stops, having difficulty looking at any of you, even in plain view.
I project my voice. Speak!
Jumps back a bit. It produces a strange clicking, odd, slithering, spitting sound, easily identifiable as draconic, but
I slink back, approaching the bushels to find some cover, hide
Without
myself.
breaking eye contact, I just turn my head towards Philippe. Do you know if they are related to stone spirits or earth?
Oh no, they're the language they speak is that of the dragons, but the bastardized version of it. I just shrug.
Well, that is good to know. They are not elemental in kind.
That's why you're so worried. You don't have them back where you're from. I thought that they infested the whole. Well, we'll deal with this later. I look back to the kobold.
it wraps one arm around its head, starts scratching it. Clearly lost in thought of how to break the communication barrier. It just holds one hand up in front of it.
I raise my buckler. Is it trying to cast a spell?
It seems to understand that word spell and starts shaking its hands rapidly and shaking its head.
I chuckle a bit. Quite a humorous little creature, you think? And this is the pest, you say?
You won't say that when there's 8 of them around you. Listen, we're taking them down, sure. There's no other way.
The glint of the telescope passes through a few hands, clearly silhouettes jabbing each other. Confused as to how the proceedings are going.
By the bushels, my hands are digging breast deep into the mud, looking for a couple stones from the quarry itself, grabbing them, see which ones will fly the farthest. And I pocket 2 or 3 of them.
I don't know. I do not sit well with me to kill without reason. If they were beasts, but I point towards the bunch with the telescope. They're clearly intelligent, industrious even. It is against my faith to kill for no reason.
Yeah, we should have discussed this beforehand. I wouldn't kill anything either, but these aren't. I just sort of pause myself. These aren't really, they're not actually. They don't really matter, Shayr. They're not people.
Well, neither is the Lush.
No, he's a dwarf. These things are just. I just look at them.
The creature looking at you, it sits down, still covering both of its eyes. It just sits down in the middle of this limestone quarry.
I will approach it. You stay in the back. If they attack, I will have no problem putting them down. But I step like 5 steps ahead in front of
Shayr, I cannot cover you from here.
I sit down as well in front of the little creature and
curses.
I start drawing with my finger on the dirt. I draw like an icon, like a representation of the quarry entrance, and I try to gesticulate like we want in.
Make a linguistics check.
Is it under B skills?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, funny.
It nods. It looks at the drawing. Mm-hmm. It starts using a single claw, drawing very precise diagrams back. A dragon-like head, another dragon-like head with a frowny face, and then X's over the quarry entrance that you've drawn.
I scratched my beard and I look back at Philippe. Philippe, I am not as studied as you, but I point. I believe they are either afraid of something or they don't like something in there.
I approach, like look down. My sword is drawn, but it's not raised. I'm not ready to strike. I try to look up, try to look down on the floor and see the meaning in it. It's either that or they don't want us going into the quarry. And I think either situation will be fixed with us going to the quarry and seeing what's going on.
At this point, I am attempting to crawl through the mud to into a flanking position.
Make a stealth check.
A 12.
The thing can barely see what's in front of it, and the spyglass is well fixed on the two of your compatriots.
Let me try this.
Wait.
I make a little drawing of a man, represent me, and I draw a shield and I make a gesture like protect, as in trying to convey that we want to like help protect.
Looks at it for a bit.
Yes, I pick up my buckler and with my hand, protect, defend.
It frowns, it nods a bit, but starts attempting to draw a sword going into its sheath. And shows you its open hands again.
Philippe, either we cannot go armed or it says that there is no point. I
think it wants this, and I beat my sword finally, still holding my shield up with one hand.
It puts two scaly, crooked thumbs up.
Listen, Cher. Even if we go to the quarry and we solve whatever issue it is for them, we are talking to its leader. We're kicking them out of here. They brought the tower down. They're like involved with all of this. Okay.
I believe yes.
Well,
I'm scratching my beard, still like looking at the drawing.
At sheathing your sword, it waves back. The glint of the lens goes down, and another of these green scaled figures darts out. A little lighter.
No. I immediately bring my hand back to my rapier and unsheath it just slightly. See, as soon as you put your weapons down, they start trying to surround you.
The creature puts its hands up again and makes the motion.
I look to his friend and I begin unsheathing the sword.
Talash, now raising his feet slightly, putting himself in a sprinting start, waiting for things to go haywire.
The second of them running out isn't at a dead sprint, but is a brisk jog. Has a bow around it, but it is not wielding a weapon. It approaches, covering its eyes likewise, and holding a hand up. After a few hundred feet, the clicks and murmurs become, hello, I can speak common.
Aha! I erupt in a big smile. I gesture at them, looking at Philippe. See? They can't talk.
Why didn't they send you in the first place? I asked the thing. Really annoyed.
I'm more important. If I die, but this falls apart.
You may speak then.
I point at the drawing with the frowny dragon face.
Mm-hmm. The lither kobold figure approaches, gets to the same distance, and sort of shoves the other kobold out of the way, moves them past. This figure is in leather boiled armor and has a fairly well constructed bow wrapped around them with a quiver. Things have been falling apart, real and idiom. Other end of the quarry, she points opposite end west. Separate tribe, also greenskin. Scratches her chin. No interest with them anymore.
Why
Things have
things
been falling apart
bad?
back where we're from as well.
We
take a
know,
step
we
back.
know. Don't want farmers killing us because of that. Want to make clean break.
Well, why were you in the towers then? Your kind. Towers collapsed with you there?
So tricky. Not me personally, but us as a tribe, yes. Wizard shows up. Wizard gives us money for digging tunnels. Then Wizard doesn't pay up in full. So a couple go, want to kill the Wizard. And they did kill the Wizard, but the whole tower fell too. The bad mining job.
My hand gets closer to the hilt of my blade. So you do not wish for the farmers to kill you, but you come and kill the wizard?
He's thief. He stole from us. We kill thieves. It is common, is it not?
Philippe, I raise my hand, like trying to gesture like calm. And so you only want to be paid back. Is that correct or not?
Sorry, common not so good. Complex thought. Put their hand to their chin, jutting out well past a human's face. At first, yes. Now, though, bigger issues, long-term
Big
issues, survival of the tribe.
What is big problem?
Can't say until I know how friendly you are.
If problem gone, I gesture. You leave?
I nod. Things are not good here. Not much food. Too many kobolds.
I still sitting cross-legged. I reach to my backpack, and I pull off the salted pork. Put on the ground.
Tense up for a bit, and then
Offering friendship.
Talash behind a couple bushels of grass, tensed up, ready to sprint. Thinking back on to himself, trying to remember if there wasn't a lost member of town at the quarry or something like that.
Indeed, there was a couple, the druid and his wife. The creature, serpentine eyes pointing in opposite directions, one looking at Shair, one looking at Philippe, takes a couple of steps forward, uses its long prehensile tail to snatch up the package, places it into its hands, it unwraps. Thank you.
I look at the kobold right in front of me, talking.
Immediately begins snapping this up, just gnashing teeth, little bits of pork flying everywhere.
If
I try to hold a thin smile.
you can't just kill thieves, you need to go through the authorities. Surely you have tribe leader as well. Tribe leader wouldn't want one to kill another. But if you can't understand it in complex terms, I'm going to put it in very simple terms. Never come close to village. 10,000 steps around village, can't come. Okay?
What's up? Tribe leader insane. Tribe leader takes slaves and not worth it. Can't work in the mines. Too small for them. And causes issues with you. Why? Why do it? Doesn't
No
make any
issue.
sense.
If you cause any issues, then we'll come here and we will drive tribe away.
Mm. We already plan on going. Tribal chief doesn't want to go. Tribal chief wants to stay, but he's...
Is tribal chief big problem?
This is the reason we haven't just left. We have only moved one cave over. She motions to the Bridge of Separation. He is a... she points at the disc in front of Philippe. That mutters some chittering word. Casts spells. Very powerful. Calls down the light of God.
A sorcerer.
If tribal leader is gone, then the tribe leaves and we both get what we want, don't we, creature?
I become new tribal leader. You, no more problem with slave.
Well,
maybe even trade.
Aren't you eager to backstab everyone? Well, right. Don't speak this in Draconic to your brethren. But if you take us to tribal leader, then we'll put the thing down. Maybe bring us as prisoners to get an audience with it.
I had the same idea.
I nod. We're thinking the same thing.
Flashes what could be interpreted as a smile. Its serpentine tongue licks across its non-lips. I tie hands loosely with ropes so you can break out of them easily.
From my position, I sense his motives. I look back at what the other kobolds are doing, trying to get a good feeling on him, if he's crossing his fingers behind his back or any other tell.
I look back to myself.
A 15.
So
it's clear they're hiding something, not just through the language barrier, but what they have said appears to be the truth. Otherwise, they have a ranged weapon. They have a huge tactical advantage here, numbers and reach, and they didn't use it. So it'd be weird if this was all just a ruse.
I look behind me. Are you hearing this flash? And so enraptured with the whole conversation and the enemies in front of me, I didn't realize Flash.
The lash is hidden.
Damn it.
I point towards Philippe. Spell. He can spell too.
Well, so, how do this? I take myself, 3 men. We march you in as captives, returning to the tribe in good faith. What is it you say? An olive branch? And then the moment you get close to him, he starts gloating and you...
I attempt to crawl closer. and make my presence known in a show of intimidation, showcasing that he has not spotted me, and pop up to say, "You are hiding a secret."
Jump back. Their tail wraps around their body. Sure, who isn't? I told you. Let you know when we become better friends. When Chief is dead, I let you know, okay?
Intimidate 12.
They're clearly shaken by that. If they could sweat, they would be.
No secrets. You wish our help. You speak the truth.
I don't lie to you. I just keep a secret. That's all.
Secrets kill people.
This one definitely does. It
Secrets can
ponders.
save lives too, Delash. Do not judge the creature for wanting to continue.
I
on
raise my
breathing.
hand at Shire and step closer to the kobold. You are not yellow.
Yellow cobalt's quite rare. What? Why do you ask?
Yellow kobolds kill much of my kin.
They look down somberly.
You understand the pain of losing a brother?
We have not had enough food to feed the younglings in a while. I understand. This secret, it may be a distraction. Are you sure you still want to hear it?
Yes.
I think you saw kobolds in the ruins, I assume. Yes.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Not.
They were from before the break, we knew the extent of the chieftain's madness. It is best way to put it. We think we were duped. We were given the plans of this tower, the tunnels underneath, where it was safe to dig. Turns out it was not safe to dig. Only wanted a small collapse to just kill the wizard. Ended up collapsing the whole tower, killing several of the kobolds with it. The chief didn't seem to think this was a problem.
I swiping sweat off of my face with a cloth, listening.
My hawk eyes trailed on him, unblinking.
Big, green, flying one. Worshipped him at first. But we're no use to him anymore.
A rock?
Scaled.
I point to one of the drawings. This
A
one?
worm?
Like us, our ancestors. A true dragon.
My eyes go wide.
I blink.
They always speak of such things, but it's never true. Kobolds just wish it were. You didn't see this thing, did you?
She ponders for a bit. In truth, no. It could be the ramblings of a mad chief to keep us in line. I suppose this is a possibility. But what I have seen is trees reduced to nothing, cleanly boiled away by acid. I don't think he's capable, the chieftain, I don't think his magic is capable of that.
There's only one way to find out. We'll get this chief.
Yes.
Question him. I look to show you. Then we'll bring his head back to the village. We found the culprit of the wizard's killing.
Dwarf, does that please you?
I cross my arms. I believe you.
I nod as I slowly stand up. My leg joints they pop a bit. Very well then. I point towards the entrance of the quarry. Is Chief there?
He never leaves. He is pale, of a strange complexion. The light hurts him even more than it does the rest of us.
Light is a problem. I cast a look at Philippe.
I know.
Understood.
I will. You will know when the time comes. My hand will raise, and I will blind everyone inside.
We will look away. Okay.
Now, could we move away from the sun, please?
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Is there a way into your mind without getting all wet in this fetid water? I look down at it.
She lets out a chittering laugh. Drier path, but you will get wet.
I nod. Do you know of 2 humans lost in Quarry? One
Yes.
with magic of nature.
The slaves that can't work, we can't kill them. We can't send them back. I don't know why we can't send them back. Stupid. Go to the old chief. We recover them.
We're taking the slaves back with us.
No need for them. They can't work. Why have slaves that can't work?
Why can't they work? Are they hurt?
No, mine's too small. We're already low on food. We're having to feed 2 great big... She raises one of her hands up to Shair and Philippe's height.
Very well then. The deal is we help your big problem with Chief. You become new leader and find a new land to control.
And if in this new land you take human slaves, we'll have to find you again.
Like
with
I
the
said,
new leader.
why would I take human slaves? Not good workers. No offense.
I nod.
And no dwarven slaves. I add at the end there.
Dwarven slaves hard to take.
Yeah,
Kobold slaves easy to take. I retort.
Ideally, no spirit should be locked, but that's way beyond our goal here.
She shrugs. I am unsure if it's worth it. More work than...
I pick up my scimitar and I hide it under my pants, just leaving a little bit of hilt covered by my shirt.
Right. Make a display of yourself. I can shred some of your clothes if you like. Make it look like we had a bit of a tussle.
Telash looks caked in mud already. The green tunic barely visible.
I am appalled at the idea of ripping fine clothes for this. I just reach down, grab some mud, and rub it, not even on my clothes or my person, just on the surface of my armor.
Oh, you missed the spot. I help him out and cover his clothing on the arms too, and the legs.
I physically close my eyes and, okay, get this over with.
She motions to your rapier, Philippe.
Uh,
I look at it.
You have
Look
to
at my
hide
armor.
it.
It's an obvious giveaway.
Give me a cut right here. Just a light one. Just draw.
I just put the tip, like very gently circle it around her elbow.
It digs into the hard scales, unnaturally armored as to portray her draconic ancestry. Blood begins to trickle out, and tongue flicks out to lick it. There we go.
I'm caking myself as well in mud.
I then look at my rapier and then I hand it to her. When I shout out that I will blind everyone, you will hand this to me.
I will keep it in my hand so it's easy access, but it would look like a trophy.
It will, yes. Let's go.
She turns around and begins returning to the quarry entrance where the other 6 or so are waiting.
Please, let's go to the shade already so they can pretend to tie our hands. The sun is... Somehow it's hotter than Kalesh. Makes no sense.
It's the damn humidity. I wipe some sweat off my brow as well.
Humans can never stop complaining.
I hurry towards the shade of the entrance, like, ignoring the stagnant water.
Walking over, I speak over to Shire. A deep sigh. I did not want to raise my hand, but you left me no choice. But my apologies. It is not...
You did good. And I'm very sorry for the loss of your sibling.
We weren't blood-bound, but oath-bound.
A brother
Us
nonetheless.
dwarves. Our brotherships can be hundreds at times.
As I finally under shade, my pants wet all the way to my thighs, I extend my hands gently.
The leather-bound kobold begins chittering orders back and forth. As one begins to stomp over with a spear, she slams it on the head, reaffirms no, ties a very loose, easy slip knot that she's, make sure you can break that. Not the best knot tire.
When, while Shair is having his hands tied, I turn to Talash. Do you notice how they sent one that was expendable first? I don't think the thing you talk to knows how it feels to lose a brother. They are deceitful, cunning, and vicious with one another, let alone with others. I shake my head. Let's hope this isn't some ruse. I'll believe in your nerves about this, though.
Not all who speak are intelligent, but he speaks well.
Look, as the rope is being tied around my hands, speaking to the rest. Clearly, no creature wants to die. It seems relations have been bad. Either way, we're gonna have to fight something in the end of the day. So, the less we can, the more energy we can save is the best.
I look to the other kobolds. Are your followers ready to spill blood of their own kin if it comes to it?
She looks to them, translates. They look at each other, chitter a few words back and forth. She turns and nods. 3 will stay behind in case they are planning the same thing. 4 of us together will counter their similar forces, leaving you to deal only with the sorcerer, hopefully. We will try to distract the others. That way you are not having to fight 3 against 6 or something.
I turn to Philippe and I say, I am a frugal man, but this is a good gamble.
I believe so.
You saw how their eyes were barely able to see anything out here. I
How
looked to
dark
them
is
squinting.
inside the quarry?
Not pitch black. We have a few little gyms that light up a little bit. But
Once we're inside, their eyes won't be used to light, and I will create a flash that is so bright from up close that they won't be able to see anything. I just need to make sure that I can get close enough for it to hit their leader and his defenders.
Nod. We will cover eyes then once you flash. It will affect be the same. Otherwise.
We will lead you by the ropes, so you will not need light and they will not suspect anything. Of course, if we came in with torch or lantern, they would wonder why the prisoners needed to see. Makes it more convincing, don't you think?
Yes.
Nod.
I squint my eyes one last time. Ever doubtful. 14.
They are glib. Nothing about this is suspicious in their body language or how they're saying it. They're being very straightforward.
I relax my shoulders, roll them a bit.
Perhaps I gesture with my face. Talash should be the one in front. He can see the best, and even without arms, he is dangerous.
Wondered why he wasn't armed. Thought he was maybe a translator or something.
I pull out a stone. I was ready to kill you at any moment. I don't laugh.
She does. She pulls an arrow, holds it up in front of her eyes. Just the same.
See, I whisper to Philippe, see? But not so that different.
Where one side sees cruelty, the other sees ingenuity, the pain of experience. Let's do this thing.
I nod.
Pops the arrow back in a quiver.
Get up and follow right behind Talash.
The two of the kobolds take point behind you. The leader and two others lead. The one behind you is making a sort of poking gesture forward, but only to lead you, only to space things out deeper into the tunnels where the light of corners is all that can be seen, the bracing of beams left by humans some decades ago, and the fetid scent of stagnant water. And that's where we'll end the session for now.
Oh, damn.
I know.
Nice.
I would have kept
I like
going,
it.
but
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted 5 hours. I'm gonna be honest.
to catch up for all the missed time. Yeah, I
that
just
was
saw
a
that.
very fun session, man. I was seeing the drawing on the wall, like, yeah, it's gonna end. Damn it.
Yeah,
When the players want more, that's good.
right.
It was
I
very
loved
cool.
the role
though.
play. I loved every bit of it, honestly.
Honestly, I think, I don't know if that's by accident or subconsciously intended, but we have like a very action-packed scene and a game, then the next one is a bit slower.
Yeah.
And because of the breaks, honestly, it helps me get back into character. Like just being able to roleplay the guy helped me get back into who is Shire.
Absolutely, the breakfast scene was super fitting, and it's one of those things where at a role-playing table, usually those are the scenes everyone wants to skip because let's go on the quest, let's go on the adventure, and also people thinking, oh, but we've been in a tavern a dozen times already with a billion characters. What could we possibly roleplay, right? but it really shows a depth of character dynamics, which allows for dramatic moments and character relationships unfolding and evolving, and not just between the characters, but with the town itself. It gives the town character and time to bloom, so to say, to let the townspeople become their own people and not just, random town that we are here to save.
Mm-hmm.
Because the plot says so.
Right.
Those are very good words. I mean, I hate this idea that, we've already been in a tavern a dozen times. Yeah, but if you're not in a tavern, then where are you? Right?
Yeah.
Because your characters in the story are in the tavern. If you're not imagining yourself in the tavern and actively playing it, then again, your character's lost in limbo and the scene isn't like actually solid in your mind, right?
Yeah.
Some people might say, well, isn't it boring to play every single scene like meticulously?
Yeah.
No, because the opposite of that is you being this vague floating head, right? That's literally floating head syndrome. When you don't want to have
there's always a chance for you to explore your character. And because here's the thing, that's what people do when they play these games. Session 1, I will go on like a 15-minute rant explaining everything about my character to you because I'll never have the chance to live that.
Yeah,
exactly.
After that, we will never get this chance again. So I need to cram it in now.
Because they'll read a thing in the module where it goes, the kobolds attack on sight. They fight until they die. And you go, well, hang on, these things have average human intelligence. What? No, that's not, that doesn't make any sense. To their credit, that's not how they're written in this. They are also written that they call for parlay and they
interesting.
Yeah, which is really I was like, that's really cool. They there's a schism that's going on within the tribe.
With Shire, it's because he worships elementals. He was like, hold on, these things might actually be related to Earth Elementals. Like, I don't wanna kill and anger.
Because they're coming out of the ground. Yeah.
I don't want to anger the Jinn. Yeah. They're just like reptilians. Like, okay, but they're still intelligent. Like, maybe they can talk. So,
yeah,
it was more curious.
It
was more like the foreigner. He was like, it was very charming to him as someone from outside to see that. So he was like very compelled. Was curiosity compelling him more than anything? Because at first, when we found that thing, he thought it was repulsive. But then he saw like them moving and showing intelligence. It was like kind of seemed like a smart dog, like oh, this is interesting. And he was curious about them.
We also get to play around with like obviously tropes, right? Mm-hmm. Tropes of kobolds and goblins, and we can draw from our experience from like 3 different countries or even like seafaring. Like, how many kobold tribes have you met? Are they really? Are they all the same? Is every kobold the same? Is every dwarf the same? Like obviously not every human is the same, and we all know that. But our characters don't. We grow up with an experience of like the same 3 kobold tribes that have assaulted, your village for generations, and so it's no, they're all evil. They take slaves. They will ransack, whatever they can. They will steal your mule and eat it for dinner, stuff like that.
That's the thing, though, right? I think this is why this is such a compelling scene for me, and why it was like honestly the highlight. Just me and Shire like having this argument whilst trying to fight these kobolds, right?
Racist belief it's canon.
It is that, yeah. But my character is of good alignment, so your character actually like completely got mine. Like I said, he didn't have words. He didn't want to say it, but he did verbalize. Yeah, the kobolds aren't people, right? Like, yeah, I care about people. I wouldn't kill people, but I mean,
they're
kobolds
rats.
aren't people.
They're rats. You just killed a pest.
So you destroyed with like fact and logic, right? That was a pretty fun thing to play.
The Lashes are human, like because like we are humans, right?
That came out of left field. I had no idea you were gonna say something like that. Like that was crazy. But I get what you mean. Like the drow didn't think Talash was human. Which is why he treated him the way they did.
I'm not drow. Either you're drow or you're not drow. And even amongst drow, either you're a woman,
a man,
or you're worthless.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was cool. Like this is like a changing scene for Leap. He's not gonna have like assume things about kobolds again. Maybe
I just really I just enjoyed it way too much to throw in yellow kobolds as those are the ones I've experienced with at home before I was a slave. Like I have a long storied life behind me.
I enjoyed giving the little like peek into how tribal it is, right? Where it's like I don't know any yellow kobolds, man. That's like, as soon as this chieftain is showing signs of age and weakness, where half of us are ready to turn around and kill him now. It's a very, very cutthroat society.
Mm-hmm. Very primal, right?
Yeah, I like that very much. Like, okay, he shows intelligence enough to plan, to lead together, and like, well, we don't want to serve like this weird thing that's like super powerful we don't know anything about. The chieftain keeps us in the dark, like kobolds die and he doesn't give a shit. Like, all of those are very human motivations, right? But also like, okay, how far from Talash's point of view? I'm always thinking of like, but there are rules and they are to be followed, and the kobolds will be the first to break them when it's inconvenient. So he was very much stonewall towards him, like, I'm gonna break him until it gives me everything I need before I allow to continue with this like plan of getting tied and everything.
By the way, I thought it was funny because like we all thought the same plan. I don't know if that's like midwit theory, you know. But...
yeah. Well, you know what I really like about that as well? It definitely was like a lot of racism from the side of Philippe, and I like how like
which is understandable, honestly. Like if I were playing like a Westerner, I would be like, no, let's kill him. Like,
exactly right. But the thing is, like just the four of us, like four nerds, fucking role playing, I think have more nuance than like most Hollywood productions, because like in these productions, usually the racist guy is just always like ontologically evil, right? And my character wasn't evil. He was just interpreting the world in the way that he learned about it, right?
And the kobolds weren't just the misunderstood. Oh, it's just a language barrier. The noble savage. It's like, no, the only reason that this Cesarac is the only reason they're against slavery is because it's impractical, not because it's morally wrong. It's
right.
Like
that's the thing.
I think, ass, man. Why would we do that?
I think Nicholas went a bit too far. Be like a false equivalent, right? Because I said
what do you mean?
they're so I said that they're ruthless because they're willing to send one of their own just to die, just to, like, to talk to us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the kobold literally said he's less important, right? And then Zonalar, as Talash says, "Oh, I have a rock," and then the goblin says, "Oh, I have a bow." Then you say, "Well, see, we're not too different." No, we are different because we're not like pushing Talash ahead of us to die.
No. What he meant is like see, like they also think strategically, like they're not animals. That's what he was implying. Like the same way we thought of like a backup plan, they also thought of one. Like they are intelligent.
I misunderstood you then. Okay.
Not that
and
we
for me, it was
we are
also
very much different. I mean, just look at.
And for me, it was also just to show like you only live because I accepted. I wanted you to live, kind of deal. That's the whole thing of like, okay, I'm hidden here, but I'm not part of the conversation. So I'm thinking a bit as a player, how can I involve myself again? So I'm throwing in a couple of, what did we call them again? Anchoring scenes.
Yeah.
Where am I? Like, I'm close enough that I can go into a dead sprint and throw him to the ground, you know? Yeah. I have a rock. I'm going for the sniper shot with...
Kalash is playing Metal Gear Solid on the side.
Yes.
I kept imagining your character in my head as one of the soldiers from the first Predator movie.
Yeah.
Covered in mud, right?
Absolutely.
Super, yeah.
And also like, wait, okay, I need to think, wait, there were people missing. So I can throw in like a history check at the game master. And it also refreshes all the players' memories, like, oh shit, that happened like 3 sessions ago.
Yeah.
You know?
I had no clue about the guys that disappeared. I'm glad I think my character would have remembered, but I didn't. I was a failure on my part.
I did
not. And it's not like meta knowledge of like I'm telling you at the table, and now you role play with that information. Yeah. But also you can think, but okay, I forgot. But would my character remember? And then you can make that judgment call.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I just made the quick, like, that doesn't need a roll. This is what happened for us months ago happened for Talash a couple days ago, and he is incredibly wise and, the memory of ages. So.
Yeah, Talash would be the one to remember it as well, which I think is
Yeah.
quite fitting.
It would be
Now-
really funny if nobody thought about it, and then the druid
Just
and his
fine.
wife are going, "Oh, you guys saved us!" It's like
Actually, that's like one of those like exactly the comedy of errors of playing 4 months later. It's like, oh, you were part of the whole story. I've completely forgot about you, and you just get that bottom.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
No,
we're so-
that's the after credits scene, you know,
Yeah.
the guys in the mines. No, they're coming for us. I
Yeah.
know it.
Should we just should we leave?
yeah, you just make your solo scene as a GM. Like, you think we're gonna get saved here? Like, I don't know. I'm starving, man.
One of the things that I tried to do was to not have my character have like omniscient knowledge of the scenes, because I mentioned that my character didn't even realize that the Lash had left, right?
Oh, I
Because-
thought you were aware.
Yeah.
Well,
because
I was
it's a
speaking
very
of,
tense
you guys were
situation.
arguing, trying to like communicate with the kobolds, and I'm definitely like, Talash is not in on this because I need a tactical advantage here.
Yeah. Like we are
Exactly,
outnumbered
but
and
here's the thing.
Let me get the fuck out of here.
Did you guys ever see the video where like they tell you to track the ball, then like after
Yeah,
like,
the
gorilla wins,
thing,
did
yeah.
you see the gorilla, right?
Yeah, did you
Imagine
see
like
the-
you're in a dank
yeah.
swamp, like you're almost like surrounded by goblins in the ridge. There is no way you'd notice someone sneaking behind you. Like,
Exactly.
your eyes are like focused on the guy you're talking to and the kobolds in the ridge.
Even though he's a caked up black guy, you know, like according to the not Simon, I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Get to the point.
Breakfast scene was great as well. Oh, sorry, continue.
I mean, I'd like to like put a bow on the point of fucking racism in a role-playing game, which is still a hot topic in the scene.
Fun. So now do your it's fun. Racism.
It's fun. Racism. It's
Press your
fun.
button. Press your sound effect.
I don't know. Oh
The
wait,
fairy
which-
does.
Need to have the racist sound effect ready for any moment.
Racism.
but the whole thing of okay, we as players are not ideologically possessed by this is the way everything has to be.
Right.
Even in your own make-believe game that is about escaping into a different world where the rules are different because people live differently, right? We don't grow up in like as bourgeoisie in a city where we pay taxes, and the worst thing that happens to you is you live in a small house instead of a big house, type situation. We live rough lives, and Conway role-playing the noble-born as that of more prejudgmental, more learned, more experience of like history, and with kobolds specifically, of like, okay, everything bad that happens gets written down in the history books, and all the good encounters with kobolds of like acts of kindness, like the Good Samaritan, nobody talks about those because they have their own prejudgmental beliefs. Like they get like swept under the rug. Or, oh, that's an outlier. But when they're bad and evil, oh, that's always the case. People being ready to like pick up pitchforks. And what is the truth? I think it's so much more interesting in role playing out. What is the reality with this kobold, with this tribe, with this situation?
Exactly.
Right.
My character was trained to be a knight. Like, how would a knight interact with kobolds? When the peasants complain, the kobolds are like stealing cattle, right? So that's why my character. So kobolds are they just cause trouble for the peasantry. Never in his life did he even think that they were like a separate people. Like they just show up, they cause trouble for the peasantry, and they leave, right?
I definitely played in a lot of role-playing games where the opposite happens of like, oh yeah, like kobolds are pests, but honestly, there are also a bunch of nice kobolds that trade and stuff, and
They're
it takes
cute
me,
and cuddly,
it takes
They're-
me
they're
aback
valid.
a bit because it's not
They're
just
valid.
like, oh, that's not the reality I expected. It's more like, okay, but then who's the bad guy? It's like,
Right.
who can I?
Exactly.
Whereas it's a lot more organic when it's just the humans go, "Hey, this is our stuff," and the kobolds go, "No, it's our stuff." And
Yeah,
wait, who was here first? I don't know. We're underground. I don't know. We're on the surface. And then
Because-
you shrug about it.
because otherwise, like at that point, I would prefer if we had the kobold city, and the humans in the quarries, like as barbarian tribe almost, you know,
Oh, that would
with
be
the madness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like if the
Wouldn't
kobolds
that
are so
be-
close to being human, just invert the whole premise.
Yeah, that would
and
be
I would be
cool.
interested
Yeah.
again.
Here's the thing, though, right?
About
We're all
game
adults.
life.
We're doing an activity that is for fun. You need to
Yeah.
be able to trust your players to
Mhm.
meaningfully roleplay. And when I say meaningfully roleplay, you have to imagine that this is like a pseudo medieval setting, right?
Mm.
People are going to have like different thoughts that they do today. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not a
Exactly.
morally bad person because you're playing a character that is racist. You're not a morally bad person because you're tackling
Even-
these things in an RPG.
I would
I
even
believe
push it.
that roleplay
Okay, go
is the. Just let me finish my thought real quick.
Yeah.
I believe that roleplay is the ultimate. It's the ultimate metric here, right? I need to trust my player enough so that they can roleplay to the extent that their character is fully realized. And this is one of the things that I definitely thought that the fleet would think this way, right? So, and I believe everyone here is adult, so I just played him that way. I don't think we even talked about this kind of thing before the game, right?
No.
And I don't think you need
And
to
why
just-
should you?
Right.
The talk, all that's needed is the buy-in. Do I trust you guys to be able to handle this, or if it's mismanaged, that to be able to talk about it after the fact? You know,
Right.
that's the crucial part. If you think, but I don't think I can talk with Conway about this, then I don't think I could sit at the table anymore. You know,
Right.
because when a problem arises, you just have to ignore it, and then it's like a pink elephant in the room. You know, how are you gonna avoid that?
The only thing you have to say is a wise man once said is no raping.
Oh, Shauner.
That was my point. It's like
Exactly.
I was about to make that point. Like, I think for a stream, rape makes absolutely no sense because who wants to watch that? But also to the point, like, who wants to roleplay that? It, like, fucking, I'd rather have that experience in a role playing game, be able to go through the steps in my mind, be like, all the ways how fucked up this is. Because if something like that, like somebody tells me about the real story, I don't know how to cope or how to handle it, you know?
Right.
Because
there-
I'm thrown into the deep end, like, oh shit, how do I help this person now? How,
Yeah.
like, what's the appropriate response of, you don't think about those things day to day. So I think
Yeah,
it can be meaningful and valuable to have those moments in a role-playing story. It just doesn't need to be in every role-playing story. It doesn't need to be in like every fifth one, but
Right.
it shouldn't be like absolute taboo unless you're like, okay, I'm here for escapism, so I want to enjoy myself and not have these dark, brooding, like pondering thoughts about the universe, about the human condition.
And you want to know one thing? There are scenes that we avoid. Like our characters, they go to the bathroom, right? They still have functioning biology.
And then you
But
fade
we
to
don't
black,
role play
you know?
that kind of scene. Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's
Unless I do
Question.
it.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
I
That would be
am the
weirdest
resident
guy ever.
pooper.
Role-playing.
I have a question about. So, who ate the salted pork? Was it the chief or the other one? I got confused on that part.
Who
When-
ate
No.
the pork?
Yeah,
yeah, I
when
could
he
see. Yeah, I could
gifted
see how
the-
that could be confusing in hindsight. Yeah, that I could have made a clear description of that. The chief to be though.
Okay, the priestess.
Or the soon-to-be chief. Thing.
I also
The
I thought it was funny that
Resistance leader.
you kept saying she,
Mhm.
but I think like for Shire is like you cannot tell the difference.
Right. It's like maybe
Yes.
slightly more lithe, you know, because of course
Yeah.
they
I think I made sure to
Yes.
call it like the whole time.
I want
and
to.
I
I
played,
don't want to like bring it up too much, but since I brought it up, so I'd like to finish my thought on the whole R-word situation. I don't know, like are we talking around it? I was thinking, okay, would Talash like try to like visit a pleasure palace, like try to woo a girl because it's been like what 10, 20 years of captivity, and he's a man.
My body's
Like-
built up. You know?
Yeah, right. And I thought, well, maybe, but I think it wouldn't fit in the game and doesn't fit like how I roleplay Telesh now. So if that's something I want to explore, then I would like tentatively move towards it until it's like, okay, maybe it's a romance, or maybe he just pays somebody off, and it's
I-
like, oh
Yeah,
my
it would
god,
be-
finally I can relax, you
It would
know?
be weird if it came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
If there was
Yeah.
no like,
I know. Do dwarves even have the same like sexual drive that humans have? Because in comparison to elves and dwarves, like humans reproduce like rabbits, right?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Because if your children don't become adults until they're like almost 50 years old, then
Yeah.
that's
It
that's
could-
They might have like a lower libido as compared to
Yeah.
like humans, you know.
Yeah, that can also be in the consideration. For me, it was like 20 years of like pain and mystery, and now, wait, I can have some fun again in this town, like where people like me, and I'm rich right now. Like, why wouldn't I go on a fucking bender? You know, sex, drugs,
Yeah.
rock and roll.
Literally rolling rocks. Literally.
Here's my view of it, right? It makes biological sense for your character to have those urges, but you're not just role playing. You're role playing in the bounds of the game we agreed to.
Yeah,
right?
like
Right.
part of
that
the
includes
premise.
the theme, that includes the premise, includes everything, right?
right.
It like just like it makes biological sense for your character to have to urinate.
Yeah.
It also makes biological sense for your character to need to have those urges, right? But it's almost like a lens. You can imagine like the
Right.
role playing of the character is like the object, and the lens is the theming of how like we're playing it, right?
I
Like,
mean,
that changes how you view the object.
I think
Even-
we've all,
even
I think we've all
something like-
probably-
I mean, even something like Tyler could think, oh yeah, those kobolds, they think they're alone, they're by themselves. They could be in the middle of an orgy while the scout is out there. And he could be like thrown in as an offhand thing because
You can tell
they
the-
have no reason not to.
You can tell,
Like,
but it's
You can
brown.
have
tell
all
this
the
kobold's a
shame.
female because she has massive tits, and it's like, and it's
not
just
not
like,
having massive tits, but
"Ah,
literally
what?"
like they're like making outs or something, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
weird lizard.
but that's the part of the theme and of the premise of like this more serious fantasy world that if you would bring it up out of left field, it will break us. It will break us like
Philip,
out
this
laughing.
kobold
like,
is making
"What
me
is
act
happening?"
unwise.
Yeah, we are the guys on the YouTube thumbnail. Look at those kobolds.
No, it's like I was going to say, where it's like I think we've all watched a movie or a show where there's one scene and you're just like, what is the joke that the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the writer's barely disguised fetish, where you're
Yeah.
like, this is a
They're
pretty
just
good show.
they're
but
just
what
licking
was-
kobold feet for no reason. It's like, why is this any?
It's like, where did that scene
Do
come
they have
from? It's like, I
pads on
don't
their feet like
yeah, I don't think
dogs?
that
That's the question.
fits. Oh, okay.
There you go. Now it's not in my mind anymore. I finally got to share
Out of your
this.
system.
Yes, it's out.
Ready for the next
It's
game.
Like, oh yeah, so freeing.
Well,
Anyways.
we had in a long running game that we have a character that he has no filter. He is like an adult child because he ran away from home as a child, and so he's an adult, but he has no filter. And there's
I'm
one
gonna
of their
boo myself while
compatriots
we
got
talk.
cursed, but he never saw it fit to get cured from it. Cursed with being a werebear, and he immediately broke the question of, so when you change, do you know? Does it is? And you can
Does
see
every body part grow?
You can see the gears turning in his head, where he was like, "I've literally never thought to answer that question." That is-
How much of a furry have I become? Tell me, Jim.
Oh man.
Role play
I
answering
don't think that it's
questions.
the content that is like characteristically bad. It's if it doesn't fit the theme, right? So like, it would be
exactly.
jarring and weird if you just, oh yeah, this kobold has a massive rack. Like, oh, come on. That would be weird, right? But
Like
but if you
an
describe
ass.
like this, but
Because-
like let's say that we go to a kingdom and we go to like to see a king, and the king has by his side like this busty sorceress, and she's like
Right.
whispering things in his ear. Like that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
the content didn't change,
But
but the theme and like it fitting to the setting changed, right? Because now
Right.
you like that is a trope of like the
I think yeah,
woman
exactly.
seducing and you know.
But that's the thing.
manipulating
Like
others.
the theme would change. Of I'm no longer thinking of this is a real world. I'm thinking, oh, this is the pulp fantasy, like almost vaguely smut novel of the Conan the Barbarian knockoff version. You know, just like trying to appeal to young males a bit too hard type situation.
Look,
It's
Yeah.
like watching
single-
anime and you know exactly like
Right.
why is there a panty shot in here? Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah, I was
one
about to
makes
say
no
it would-
sense whatsoever.
it would
Like doesn't
become
Look, man.
It become
Every
very
single forefather of the fantasy genre, maybe
Yeah.
except Tolkien, okay, was a horn dog, was a
Oh,
nerd.
look
dude.
at
Every
Frank's
single
Rosetta
one.
artwork. I mean, it's
Did
just.
you see the guy that made the Forgotten Realms got asked like what is drow
The
breast
milk?
milk
Ed
taste
Greenwood.
like?
Yeah,
Yeah. And you
It's
know,
funny,
is
like
that lore at that
he
point?
was asked in a Discord,
he's a
like
bit fungy, right?
yeah.
And while normal elves
Yeah,
have minty milk, according to him.
He had he had it on the tip of his tongue, man. The perfect
Yeah,
lore
exactly.
actual description of
You should not be able
drow
to answer
breast
that
milk.
quick, man.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, is what I say, you know? It's like-
No,
so
next
tell me
game-
more about drow culture. Oh, Telash knows everything about it. Let me
Oh,
go
man.
into
We
minute
should go the
detail
opposite
of what I've
direction.
picked.
I was just
Should go
sorry,
the
no,
opposite
I was-
direction and do like a dungeon meshi. Like, what do kobolds taste like? What do their eggs taste like? And I'm gonna eat the whole game.
We just do cobalt scrambled eggs like in super details, like, oh, this is awesome. And, you know, like all the people that like kobolds, like, this is cannibalism, like, this is horrible.
Well,
This is nutritious.
it was something I was immediately thinking of while we're on the topic of not, having those kinds of scenes, unless you wanted to have them. I can't remember. Has anyone seen the anime Reincarnated as a Vending Machine?
No.
So it's really
I-
something.
I skip all of those.
I was
So,
up at 2 a.m. one night with my wife, and we were like, "That's retarded. Let's watch it." And
makes
we
sense.
watched about 4 episodes in. Basically, he's a man who is killed by a vending machine falling off of a truck, and he is a vending machine otaku. He knows all about the obscure, insane Japanese vending machines. He gets reincarnated into a fantasy world with the sole magical power of being able to turn into any vending machine that he can think of.
Wow.
Truly the most anime of all time.
It is insanely contrived. You learn a lot about Japanese vending machines. And
That's the
it's
power
very-
of autism.
it-
That's awesome.
It's like a fantasy MacGyver where you have to think, all right, I have to fight a dragon, and my only ability is to turn into a vending machine. How can I
But I
make
think-
that work?
That's the catch for these, like you know what you're in for. It's gonna be zany. Like, okay, I know how it's gonna end, but I want to see how the steps to
Right.
get there.
And then about 4 episodes in, it totally shocked both of us because they went, there's some female adventurers out here. Obviously, once a month, you're going to have a problem. It turns into a tampon vending machine. And solve a hygiene social problem in this fantasy world that would just
Became
never
rich.
get thought about or mentioned at all. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's, all right.
Like it's a
Interesting.
reality of living in this like medieval setting of how did women
Right.
cope. I think it was like, if I understand
Nah,
right, you guys are a bit more
Not sleep on
red.
the bed for like the whole month or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You can just
think
create matter by like producing things as a vending machine. It's crazy. It's like really powerful. He can solve the famine problem as well.
Yeah.
if the vending machine exists, is it like a fucking gun vending machine that he knows about with the AK-74? I don't know.
I haven't finished it, but he at one point turns into like a gasoline vending machine because there are like there are pumps that are just for like filling up jerry cans for lawnmowers and the like. So he sprays gas everywhere, and but it is an issue because he can't like actuate himself. So he needs an adventuring party to like put money in him and actually
An entourage,
he has to work this medieval like fantasy night into like, okay, hold on, I need you to put money into this hole over here. And they're like, what the fuck is this language? Because they're all in Japanese. Which
And also, why would I listen to you,
yeah,
vending
it's like-
machine?
I was like, this,
I am a wishing well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. I'm a magic wishing well.
yeah.
If you don't do it, you cannot sleep properly for the next 3 months. It will be
Yep.
uncomfortable forever.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, please. What witchcraft?
It's taking the joke to its logical conclusion,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
that's the fun part with these.
Playing it all the
episodes.
way out,
Yeah.
taking a joke character but playing it totally seriously is
It's my
Exactly.
favorite trope, I think.
Yeah.
Even when we do especially when we do the prep games, sometimes we get like a very weird scenario, but the fun part is role playing it out. Like,
Right,
let's play
right.
it seriously. You know?
Mhm.
How do I
Excellent work,
roleplay the god of chaos?
Exactly.
I'm crazy.
So,
Yeah,
sometimes you get
ascensions
crazy
and
ideas like trench punk. Like that came out of nowhere. That was really fun.
Trench
Mm.
punk.
But
That
sometimes
was
you get like silly nonsense like the cranial cavity. Like
Yeah,
And you just have to make
really
it
love
work
that
now.
one.
yeah.
So are we playing? I mean, holiday and New Year's, like,
Oh, right, because the Wednesday after next is Christmas Eve. I'll be traveling to family Christmas Eve.
which I imagine
Next week
yeah.
I should
I
be
think we
fine,
all
though.
will, yeah. But before we move on, though, I do have two things that I wrote down here that I would like to talk about.
Mhm.
The first one
Let's go.
is in the tavern when the guy applied like a splint to my leg.
Hmm.
Did you intend that to be the Pathfinder healing action? Like you can you do a heal check and
So
hit
I
points?
I thought about it, and then I was like, this guy doesn't have any like real heal skill. He's just trying to do a thing.
He's helping,
Oh,
but he's not
okay.
like fixing. He's not giving you
Right.
hit points.
Yeah.
I was wrong because I did add.
What
3
would
hit
be?
points to
What
my
would that
character.
be? Like this first aid and long care and treat deadly wounds, which I think we don't have.
Mm.
I think it would be first aid, right?
It would just be first aid, so it would be to
She
stop.
recovers
Like,
1 hit point per level.
yeah, just to like stop bleeding and yeah.
Stop dying of a dying character. Stabilize somebody.
Oh, it's fine. Like 3 hit points wouldn't have made a difference.
No, it didn't, and that's what I always say is. with
Oh,
these
the game
crunch-
has a bleed effect. I didn't even
Yes,
think about
yeah.
that.
And that's what I always say with these crunchy games is it's like if you get a rule wrong or like misinterpret something, it probably doesn't matter as long as you're not getting like every single, as long as you're not getting half of the rules wrong. One misinterpretation per session it's not the end of the world. No, in the future I'll say recover X hit points or whatever, just to make it clear.
A bunch of players would like to argue with you, like, it does matter. You should follow the rules, because if you don't follow the rules, why are you playing this game?
Well,
And it's like,
and-
we want to role play because
Yes.
it's a role playing game. So the rules exist to help us establish this place where we can role play in. And then we choose Pathfinder specifically to answer how well can you role play in a very rules heavy game. And you have a decade of experience role playing in Pathfinder and running Pathfinder with like your own group. And also saying, okay, here are all the holes that really annoy me. And I found a solution for those with the elephant in the room.
yeah.
And we looked at those. It's like, oh, those help with the most egregious examples of power scaling and, like insanely strong characters that can do bullshit, or just struggling to pick the right fates to build a character that can even, walk out the door without dying halfway through. Those kinds of problems. So that, how do you say, like, file down the edges so it's not as difficult to handle, so that we
Right.
can role play in it.
And I think for the most part, I mean, sessions like these, none of the changes even really show up. I mean, the
Yeah.
language that Pathfinder is written in is very organic for the most part. Oh, you intimidate this kobold. This kobold is shaken. I know they're taking a -2 to most of their actions because that's the way they word it. They're shaken. If you say, I unleash a flurry of blows on them, I know what that means. They write things in ways that the name of the thing explains the thing. Reading the card explains the card, as we would say in a Yu-Gi-Oh!
I
or
didn't
Magic
even
the Gathering,
consider
right?
that, but like ambushing that kobold myself, like to pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if it had a mechanical effect, because I was just going for, I want to be able to intimidate him. This is my approach to it.
Yeah.
And I will roll the dice. I mean, you can say if I need a tool or not, or if it changes his answer. But I'm gonna roll because that was my goal.
Yeah, and through my eyes, I'm playing this fucking half-blind thing that's, squinting to try and make out shapes. Now the peripheral vision of this, this predatory creature, right? Because it's humanoid, but the head is predatory. So I'm thinking this thing probably has really bad peripheral vision already.
Like to focus on his target.
Side, holy shit! Where did this guy come from? I'm starting to lower my guard. I think these people are friendly. Are they double crossing me? Am I being attacked? Oh no, it's just some.
Who's double crossing who?
Yeah.
Also, the people that complain about using a system, I think they want you to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because Pathfinder is so useful because it really has rules for everything, right? Right. And it's just a very good framework for us to have like common terms, like flurry of blows. Everyone understands what a flurry of blows is. It has like prices for everything that the GM might need, right?
Yeah. The making diplomacy checks at the beginning to staunch an potential uprising, or at least a tavern scuffle. The intimidate checks to make sure get more information out. And those work if you're the kind of GM that isn't willing to just dump everything on the table to begin with, right? I feel like a lot of GMs don't make use of Pathfinder's robust skill system when they're just lore dumping whenever they have the opportunity to, right? Hide some information, keep some things secrets. Secrets are great in RPGs.
Secrets can save lives too.
Yeah.
All that you really need is the unified role system. That's basically what the skills are, right? Like every system, if it has like a unified role system, it's very useful to play.
Yeah.
Easier.
And I'm saying those things from the point of view of people who might watch this because it's Pathfinder, but then they have a problem of, but you're not using all of these helpful rules that could have given you an edge on how to deal with the kobolds, of like, you didn't have send the best guy to negotiate because it's like, okay, who would be the best, who has the highest diplomacy skill check? Like, you didn't argue who has the highest roll points to make the roll first. And to,
then I would argue you run into the opposite mechanical issue. And this might be worth a video on its own, where, I'll just dump charisma. My class doesn't need it. Well, guess what? You don't get to choose not to interact socially. If you just sit there and don't talk or don't do anything, that's equally weird. That's equally disturbing for a normal person or someone who's trying to interact with you. So, but this is often done by people who dumped charisma in real life, so I don't expect them to understand.
Here's the thing, though, right? In this very game, you had a very good example as to why it's way more fun to not do that kind of thing. Because Shair talked to the people, and he rolled low in diplomacy, and they started getting confused, right? You got to see the people begin to panic, all their murmuring, like, trying to figure out what's going on. And my character, he is in that world. He realized, the people are like worried, right? I should probably talk to them. So even like in a bad situation where like he's sitting down, he has a hurt leg, he can't even get up to talk to them. Even in that situation, he presented himself, he put his voice out there, and he started like explaining the situation, and that way he calmed people. And you got to see through roleplay the characters like falling into what they're good at, because in real life you're not gonna like try to fix your car if you don't even know what an engine is, right?
Right.
You're gonna talk to your friend, and your friend knows like a guy this is a good mechanic. Like people know what they're good at, and they're gonna try to do it well, right? And you can just roleplay that. You don't need to metagame like out of character information to do that.
And
it would have been wasteful for me to pause the game. Hang on, Tyler. Is this the first aid action? Do I get 3 hit points? I don't want a bean count for hit points. Right. I assumed incorrectly, but it didn't. It wasn't that big of a deal.
And I made the comparison the other day in the Discord where it's like there's a reason even in football you have a limited number of timeouts, because nobody wants to go, oh, hold on, ref, can you review that play real quick? Let's review every single play to make sure no cheating ever happens in football. Okay, we could do that,
But it's a waste of time.
But who wants to watch an 8-hour-long football game?
That's
You know,
actually that is a real problem with esports teams in League of Legends. They spend way too much time reviewing all the footage and keeping all 5 players locked up of something that the top laner did wrong. And support asks like, why am I here watching what the top laner did wrong? Like, this literally doesn't impact me, while you make me sit here for 20 extra minutes that I could use to have a nap or to like do one more game session.
Man, I had an awful band director like that once, where we would be sitting there and they would go, "Oh, trombone's good," and then we would rest, and then they'll spend 30 minutes on the trumpet section, and it's like, okay, they're not going to get it now. It's not going to be fixed now. Move on and let them practice that in their own time later in the day.
Yeah,
you know, it's let's not worry about it. It's the same thing when people like crack open a book and, you know, look at it for eons to find out all of the ins and outs of, oh, let me remember exactly what the DC for intimidating something is. Oh, it's the hit die plus their will save plus whatever. 12 is good enough. Also, I'm giving you, you know, the circumstance hit here. Chuck another, you know, +2 on it, and then they're freaking blind. Chuck another +2 on it. Yeah, sure, sounds good to me. Yeah, just do some mental math on that. Just chuck some numbers.
For something like the first aid action, if Conway is concerned about, I'm still wounded, I'm still missing hit points, but you don't have to worry about this until there's like, oh, we might fight before I get to rest. And when the fight gets brought up or things start to escalate, then Conway can throw in the help from the commoner. Did this recover some hit points or not? You can do yes, no, and then you can move on.
Yeah.
So you can be economical with your questions, like only ask them when they become the problem.
Right.
Otherwise, you know, oh, this can go into the background, I can sleep. I roll my hit die for what I recover overnight.
Right.
And if it's still a problem, then, you know, we talk with the kobolds. Are we going to have a fight with the kobolds or not? Oh, we didn't fight the kobolds. Great. All those moments where he doesn't need to ask this question.
Exactly.
But I'm happy that we agree on this. I did have another thing that I wanted to ask real quick. And I wrote this down. I don't know if I read this wrong, but in the scene where we're going to the quarry, I described my character like coming to a clearing, like looking out to the quarry, like saying,
I like that.
Is that the quarry up ahead? I remember seeing Tyler frown. I don't know if I overstepped the boundary there.
Tyler hates you.
Because I was
why he
moving the
frowns.
scene forward.
Yeah.
Did I frown? Oh, I don't know what. That may have been just like a weird unconscious.
That could have been me.
Yeah.
But I did write it down.
Why do you hate Conway, Tyler? Like, let's get into it.
So I think what I was thinking there is whether or not I accidentally teleported you guys. I think I was frowning at my own decision where I was like, we did kind of.
I was saying the opposite, like, because I wanted you to hurry up to get to the quarry. Saying I'm very deliberately walking down the road in a straight line to. Yeah. Like, of course, that's all flavor to describe Telesh and how he is. Like, how does he walk down the road? Well, if it's not perfect, then you just step in the hole. It's fine.
Untwistable ankles, yeah.
But also, it's like, I'm not going to step around everything. It costs energy and there's so much work. Like, I will manage.
And you're the slowest of the three, so...
Yeah.
Well, being a monk, not, but, you know, the biological.
Yeah, like, all of those things. I'm a dwarf. Yeah. I've become, like, a monk-like presence. It's like, I will handle it. You know, if there's a hole, I will handle it. I can step in and step back out or jump over it. Like, there's all of these solutions that Telesh would never even think about those worries that Philippe is worrying about.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad, because I don't want to...
situation. I just wanted to ask, like, is that overstepping the boundary? Because I know this is more of a 3D game, not really that much 4D. And I did 4D, but I did it in a way that I think that you'll be able to bounce back. Because I thought maybe he has an encounter on the road to there, right? Which is why I thought that he frowned. Because I was moving, like, I was, as a player, taking the opportunity to move the scene ahead, but, like, trying to see, is that the quarry up ahead, you know? But you could have just as easily, I suppose, rebuffed my 4D attempt. Like, say, no, that wasn't the quarry, like, just a pond up ahead or something.
From my point,
could have, but
I don't know if we did anything else in that scene, but we all did the action of walking down the road. Like at first we went to the crossing. Like, oh, that makes sense. It's like the next beat of what we are doing because we talked about it. It's like, oh, where do we go? Let's go to the crossing. They should be marked. Like we are in a town. And the quarry should be obvious because how do you carry heavy blocks? Well plastered paths. Like it's not gonna be through the woodland path.
Right.
Because stones are heavy, man. They're heavy. Like if
Especially
it's all
ones that
swamp, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah. Especially ones you're building castles with, these are big, 2x2 foot flagstones at minimum.
Exactly.
No, I think that was just one where oftentimes in the 3D 4D style, I'm still trying to think of like I'm stepping out of the world for a moment and I'm stepping into we want to get things done. A big draw of this style and methodology is that you get more done per session.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to walk too much into I never want to teleport players and then holding to that so much that you're counting every step, one football, the next football, and you move,
every 50 meters, describe the wood again, describe the swamp again.
Right, where I'm thinking the terrain pretty much doesn't change. There's not really anything out here for this quarter mile. It's an easy journey. Let's go. And then I'm also thinking, but am I teleporting them at that point? No, they've made, and I came to the conclusion, no, they all made it clear they're going in a straight line until something interrupts them. So
to make it very clear, I don't think you made a mistake at all.
Yes.
I was wondering if I made a mistake, right? Because I don't think that he took too long to move us along the road. I wasn't moving us along because I thought that it was taking too long. I just moved us along because it felt natural. It felt natural to like it's half a mile, like we're walking. Oh, is that the court? It felt like that would be how it would be on a movie, I suppose the best way to put it, right?
Good.
Because they're not gonna like spend like an hour with them just walking.
Mm-hmm. No, unless we're in a Stalker,
Yeah. About that.
So, I described my character saying, "Oh, is that the quarry?" Because I thought it felt natural, and I think like it fit perfectly, right?
Yeah.
I probably misread it then. I think that was a frown more of like trying to figure out how to describe it more so than no, Conway shouldn't have moved us forward.
Yeah, because it's a nice thing about this module on one hand, but also it was a part where I was like, the only description of this area is what is it? It's a flooded quarry that's no longer used and has become quite overgrown. Few from Bellum have had any reason to head out there for some time. That's it. Overlooks the lake. That's the only description of it. And so I'm like,
and that's what I heard. I'm thinking of, I cannot imagine this.
Right.
I was thinking it's a hillside that get dug into. Like what? Okay, who is gonna dig a hole in a swamp? That's so stupid. So that's very deliberately Telesh looking around, seeing if the quarry is placed in a hillside or because I need to be able to imagine this in my head.
That was
this is 1,000 feet. Like that's huge. That's real big for a tiny town.
Such a great cue for me, and to remind you guys that it's like, this didn't used to be a swamp. It turned into a swamp in like the last couple hundred years. And the town didn't used to be tiny. It used to be a pretty bustling trade for quarried stone. So, you get these little bits of world building in there without having to go, all right, players, sit there while I tell you it's Tyler's story time real quick.
I love how the worst thing came naturally as well.
Just before I have to go, you mentioned about we're not gonna walk the full way, like otherwise you're just describing the same thing. I'm walking, I'm sweating.
And I'm walking again. Walk.
Like, if you were to open that space, I would still have things to roleplay because there would still be like some small talk that in character share would have had with Philippe. One thing that was like when the lady was counting the coins, there was just no natural momentum for sure to do that, but he would have asked like, do you use abacus? Like, is that common around here? Like it's a small thing, but it's again. So
do you have a coin counting tool? That's quite high numbers over there.
Yeah.
In the hundreds. Like, who can count to 100, really?
I guess you can. It's just why would you?
Yeah, I think like, okay, I can count coin as a dwarf, but also my intelligence is on the low end. So I'm like, is somebody better at this?
You start
Honestly,
losing
because this is
track,
gonna
yeah.
take me a while.
It would have been funny to have the like counting really slowly and then shushing people anytime they talk. Like, damn it.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Of course, he knows how to count. He had to count his quota, his daily quota of mining, as a slave.
As a slave, you just work until work is done, and then you sleep. And it's like you never count. And
If
and
they're not
before
whipping
being,
you, that means you've done enough for the day.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have to go though. Have a great talk.
Yeah, see you, Nicholas.
yeah,
Catch you guys later.
sorry, we are really dragging this one out, Nicholas.
Yeah.
In a fun conversation, I'll suppose I'll be heading off as well. Thank you for the game. Very fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Thank
Man,
you.
I'd love to talk more. I'm just really enjoying this. So, but yeah,
have to
don't
eat
feel free to eat and stuff. I have like food next to me here. We can also talk off. Tyler, are you busy? You
Not
got
for a
stuff to
little
do?
bit. I have to teach a private class in an hour or two, but
Gotcha.
This
All right.
became an inadvertent RPG talking session.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when you're passionate. But I'll go grab a bite to eat. I might show up in chat if you guys keep talking. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I've
See
got
ya.
a package delivered. Let me grab that package and then I'll be right back.
Do we want to stop the stream and talk?
Yeah,
and
that way
just-
this video on demand isn't 40 hours long or however.
All right. Yeah,
So,
let's do it
yeah.
like that.
So let me close this video out. Catch another stream right after this that's more on just RPG talk, just us yapping back and forth.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your thoughts were. I think to denigrate myself just a little bit at the beginning of this session, I was umming and ahhing a lot, tripping over my words, as I want to do occasionally. I mean, it's been not just months since this game. The last time we played was the last time I played any RPG, so I'm shaking the rust off in general right now. There are some spots where I'm second guessing myself of like, should I push here? Should I not push here? But I thought the pacing was really good in general and bounced off. There was one moment where I made sure, because I remembered this time, to interrupt Nicholas and Conway to put the camera back on you, so to speak, Zonalar, with the guys and the stone out in the yard.
Yeah,
I don't know if
absolutely.
you noticed, but because Shire
I
and
did.
Philippe had one sentence, and then they started to keep that conversation going back and forth, and I was like, hold on. Zonalar's doing something out here. He didn't just set his character in motion. They're doing something. They're having a scene out there with some NPCs. So now it's my turn with my characters to have a thing with Zonalar real quick. And it was resolved with just like that, no problem. And that's part of why cameras, while not a sheer necessity in online, they really help, because we can have the simple, go ahead, body language. So, yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
We will continue on the other stream.
Yeah.
So if you reach the end of this, check out the next video. Yeah.
All right. Catch you guys in a bit. See ya.